Hello everybody, welcome to iCommand, and we are going to be checking out some Season 7 playtest games. Finally, we've entered the last phase of the playtesting, and I know it's been a long time since I've actually put out a video. It's been very busy for me, very busy August. We've got, geez, wedding anniversary, wife's birthday, our son getting vaccinated, crazy work schedule, but finally get to do my favorite type of video, which are game log reviews, which is where I take the Vassal game logs that folks submit to us for review and I put them up on the YouTube channel for everybody to see. And these are really good because I think it gives people a chance to see cards in action if they don't get a chance to play online. I know people don't always have time and sometimes it's hard to find games with people, but the people who do play online, we get to look at their games and see how these cards are performing. Which is really important for the community vote, which is coming up on August 21st through the 28th for Season 7. So make sure you're taking part in that and make sure you're watching these videos if you don't get a chance to play test these new cards so you can see how they're performing in the wild. Alright, so, and just a reminder to everybody, these are casual games. These are not like high stakes or competitive. These are just, we ask people to play games with the cards, see how they do. I'm not going to lean super heavy on critiquing people's gameplay. That's not what this is about. This is about looking at what the cards are doing and how they're performing and seeing them in action. So we're going to be focused on that and not so much on what players should or shouldn't have done in these games, because that's not what it's about. All right. Hopefully my OBS doesn't crap out on me this time. I've tried to make videos in the last few weeks, but each time I did, it stopped recording at like 15 minutes and I didn't realize it. So like, you know, a whole hour of talking just gets lost every time that happens. So hopefully I'm going to keep an eye on it. This time we got double screen set up and we are going to go through this game. So first game, this is going to be one of the first ones that actually got submitted after the 7.3 change update got dropped. I believe, I'm hoping this is current. Yeah, so because unfortunately the updates we're not live on Vassal at the time, so anyway, but we will go through it. So we've got, in this game, we're playing on the Uskru Entertainment District Lost and Found mission. So that's the one where you are controlling each of these stashes for 2 VPs each. This is actually the new IACP tournament mission that just rotated in. It's actually an old mission from tournament days gone by, but it's back and it's it booted out, I want to say, Lothal Spaceport. So kind of a similar map, but a little bit smaller in some ways and a little bit larger in other ways. Anyway, and also the Uskru doors are back, and so named for this map actually. So these doors, all these 4 doors are locked, but at the end of each round, both players each get to open 1 door in turn order. Actually, I think it's a reverse initiative order. Alright, so let's take a look at the list here. We've got, and I'm going to try and put the images up on the screen for you guys. So we've got Dylan versus Josh. Dylan's playing an Empire list. And let's see if I can get it set up. I tried to do some prep work. There we go. So Dylan has the Grand Inquisitor, which has gotten an update for Season 7. So now his lightsaber throw gives you the full attack dice spectrum. His full attack is now part of his lightsaber throw. And he has lost deadly. We've actually combined his cleave 3 and his deadly surge ability. So that is now 1 surge ability. He's also got an upgraded surge for +2 damage. And he has a new ability, precision. So people may wonder, well, why would I ever just use a regular melee attack if he gets his full attack from lightsaber throw? Well, the reason for that is he's actually an expert hand-to-hand combatant. And so if he is attacking an adjacent figure, he gets a reroll on his attack, and if he's being attacked by an adjacent figure, he gets a reroll on defense. And the other thing we need to know is lightsaber throw can only attack non-adjacent figures. So if you're using the lightsaber throw, you don't get to benefit from precision, and the reason that's important is because lightsaber throw making a ranged attack with cleave is super powerful because it gives your cleave range. It all combines in very interesting ways. So basically, if you want ranged cleave, you have to give up the reroll. But if you give up the reroll, you can get ranged cleave, which is very powerful. And the Grand Inquisitor's always had ranged cleave. That was like the big mechanic that was introduced with him, even though it was actually part of the campaign from the core with Diala. But Yeah, so that was introduced to Skirmish with the FFG version, and of course we're just bringing it back here, making it a little more interesting with Season 7. Next up, he's got 2 Death Troopers, BT-1, and then the Purge Commanders, which is a new unit for Season 7. And here you can see what it does. It's a bit of a sniper figure. It's got 3 attack dice on a 5-point figure. Modest surge abilities, and then it has a coordinated hunt, which is the important ability. So whenever a friendly figure is attacking, if this figure has line of sight to the target, the attacker gets to reroll 1 attack die. And then it also has a shock grenade, which is like a grenade action, similar to Grenadier, but it rolls a green dice, and it can weaken if you roll a surge. So he's got 2 of those, and those are trooper hunters, which is important. And he's got 2 of the Purge Troopers, and a little preview here. I've been working on updating these cards. Now that they are finalized, I've been working on getting these updated into their actual true IACP template, and you can see how nice it looks with that big artwork there. Anyway, these got updated in 7.3. They are now 8 health for 4 points. They also had an update to their ability. They lost the ability that negated Pierce, and they gained this special action, which lets them get extra movement and extra damage as a special action to attack unique figures, playing into their role as hunters. If you don't know, these Purge Troopers, Purge Commanders, they're from the Fallen Order video game. And the cool thing that the Purge Troopers do is they bring loadouts, which is very similar to forms on the Claudites. Except you don't get to switch them mid-game. You pick one at the start of the game, basically, and then you keep it for the rest of the game. So it's sort of a toolbox depending on what your opponent is playing. I'll go through the forms real quick here. We've got the Electro Staff, which has Quick Strike, which lets you deal a damage to a figure if it modified or re-rolled its defense dice or changed the dice pool. It also has Reach, which none of the other loadouts have. Then we have the Electro Hammer, which basically does area of effect damage when you attack with it. Also has the best surge abilities out of the 3 loadouts. And then finally we have the Electro Batons. These have Flurry of Blows, which gives you an extra attack, but it's only 1 green die with +1 damage. And then they also have a surge for a Deadly, the old school Deadly, that negates dodges. So those are your Purge Troopers, and then rounding out the list, Dylan has Rule by Fear and Zillow Technique. And then we have Josh, who is playing the updated Zeb. So let's see, here we go. Zeb Aurelios is getting an update in Season 7. He's very similar to his original figure. Same surge abilities, same attack profile, same stats. Same bow rifle strike. The new ability for him is called Lasat Honor Guard, and this is to help him with his attack power. So whenever he's attacking, after any rerolls are done, you can change 1 die that's showing only a single attack icon to any other side. And this, of course, is inspired by a campaign card. Let's see if I can bring it up here. There's a card in campaign that had this exact effect. Originally, when we first did Season 7 Zeb, we gave him just a +1 attack, +1 damage or +1 surge on his attacks at will. And then he couldn't be focused. He wasn't really doing very well, so we took off the restriction, not allowing him to be focused. Here we go. This is the card that we have blatantly stolen from. And it works really well in campaign. He wasn't really working well, so we allowed him to gain conditions again, and then he got really powerful, and it turns out people were high rolling like crazy with focused hidden Zeb attacks with +1 damage and power tokens and all that stuff. So we went back and kind of looked at it and figured out, okay, well, let's take off the ceiling but raise the floor. So his minimum attack is now raised, but you can't go over whatever his naturally highest roll is. That cannot be changed. So that's Zeb for you. Then we've got Diala, which I'm going to show you guys for people that aren't familiar with Diala and IACP. She's updated as 8 points. And also running Jin Urso, who was from Season 4. So I'll go ahead and bring up her card to show you guys. Then running, what is his name? Jared Kelvin, the one that has the companion droid. Along with Gideon, C-3PO, R2-D2, and actually Mern. So we'll show you Myrn here, as she is also an IACP card. By the way, if you guys remember, I've made a video about new forums that I made for the community to kind of replace the FFG forums and the Reddit sub forums, which have not been updated. Sorry guys, let me find, where did it go? Oh, that's why I can't find it. So there's Myrn. And I've actually been doing daily card of the days and lists of the days, list of the week for each faction. So definitely go check that out if you haven't already. I'll link to it in the description. But if you're looking for daily content about IACP and Imperial Assault, definitely check that out. So there's Myrn, and you can see she works really well with Zeb because he's only got 2 attack dice, and so she gets to hide him. All right, so that's our list. So let's get into the action here. I'm going to hide that so it's not as distracting, and we're going to try and go through this game. So let's see, where is... Oh, it's up here. All right, I'll bring this down so we can cycle through the action. And we've got both players have drawn their cards. All right, so it looks like Dylan's got initiative here. And he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 activations, which is really powerful for an Empire list. Although, you know, his strongest figure is the Inquisitor, who's not a brawler, so he can't really do like parting blow combos or anything like that. But we'll see how that 8-ax works. It definitely gives him a last activation over Josh, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh no, actually Josh has 8 as well. So Josh is gonna actually have last activation in this game. So doesn't really change anything. So Rule by Fear being used by Dylan, going to discard positioning advantage, and now going to activate the Death Trooper on the right side there. Looks like he's going to go ahead and take control of that terminal, and R2D2 activating, going to also take the terminal. Interestingly, had Dylan taken the, and I said I wasn't going to critique the players, but I just want to point this out for folks that are watching to help. You know, when I critique plays, it's so that you guys who are watching can get better at the game. It's not to just dunk on the players being featured, because I'm very appreciative of players for sending these in and letting me feature these on the channel. That being said, with Dylan having the initiative, if he had taken the red deployment zone and given Josh the blue deployment zone, the blue deployment zone is actually 4 spaces away from the terminal, and R2 would not be able to draw unless he used Gideon to move. So he would have had to use Gideon to move R2 instead of moving something else. Also, the red deployment zone is really good because of that. Let me see. Can you see my mouse here? No, you can't. But anyway, it's really good because of that center column there. Blocking line of sight once the doors are opened. Alright, sorry, I'm getting an error here. Let me mute the sound. Okay, so moving through. Sorry, I'll try to move us along here. So R2D2 just drew a card for Josh, so now both players have 4 cards in hand. Okay, so second Death Trooper activating, and I should mention, by the way, the first one gave the Purge Trooper an evade token. I'm going to zoom in here so we can see the figures a little bit better. Still recording, awesome. Alright, Death Trooper number 2 gave a Surge token to the Inquisitor. I like that. That makes a lot of sense, so you can get his Surge abilities to go off. Alright, R2 going to focus up Zeb. So what we're talking about. He got updated so he can be focused now. Purge Trooper activating. Gonna move up to the wall. And these error messages are not great. Okay, Myrn activating, gonna hide Zeb as well as hiding Diala. So that works really well with Diala too, since she is a 2-dice figure that gets automatically focused whenever she attacks. Which effectively means she can never attack with more than 3 attack dice. So it's kind of a nerf, actually, to have that ability, but it works well with Myrn. Okay, so we've got planning being played by Dylan. Looks like the Purge Commander playing that. And now moving down. So it seems every time the players are ending their turn, it's playing this sound wave file that's giving me an error. So I probably shouldn't be complaining about it out loud, but anyway, Jin Urso going to activate. So she has an ability called Trust Goes Both Ways. And let's see if I can bring it up here. So just to show you that her ability allowed her to give a surge token to herself as well as to Diala. So Diala's going to appreciate that for sure. And Jin Urso then moving up near the booth by R2-D2, the booth door, I should say. All right, Purge Commander number 2 activating for Dylan, moving down to the booth. So Dylan's kind of spreading his figures out on each side. We'll see if Josh keeps his figures concentrated. Although it looks like he's kind of doing the same thing with Zeb and Myrn over on the right. And yep, there goes Jared over to the fountain. And Jin Urso's on the left. So okay, well, it looks like I talked through the whole game and it stopped recording right at that point. So I'm back. I'm gonna run through this again, and you're gonna be none the wiser. And we're gonna finish this video. Okay. Anyway, so Inquisitor activating for Dylan. We'll throw up the Inquisitor here so you guys can see it. And I'll pretend like I have no idea what's about to happen. Okay, we've got Diala activating for Josh. Gonna move up next to Jin Urso. Nice positioning. That means if Jin activates, she'll have someone to pass a surge token along to with Trust Goes Both Ways. And really good with Diala being able to heal off the damage she takes from using Force Push. All right, BT1 activating for Dylan. Going to come down next to the Inquisitor. And now we have Zeb activating, going to move up with his last activation and going to take control of those 2 stashes in the middle. So setting Josh up for a nice turn here of controlling 3 of these stashes to Dylan controlling 1. So Josh going to have 6 VPs at the end of this round, and Dylan going to get 2. And we see the doors opening. We've got the door to the booth opening by Josh's side of the map, and then the middle door opening on Dylan's side of the map, leaving the middle door for Josh and the fountain door for Dylan closed and locked. And Josh's going to have initiative this round. Call of Vanguard being played by Dylan on one of these, probably the Purge Commander. I don't know which one though, but a Calm Disruption going to cancel that as Josh does have 2 spies in his list. He's got Jared and Myrn are both spies. And we've got Diala activating, so I'm going to go ahead and bring up her card here. So at least you can see what she's working with. So Diala going to use Force Push on BT. Let's see, maybe I'll put it down here. But it's actually going to move up 1 more space so she can pull BT and be next to the Purge Commander. That makes a lot of sense, so that he can get the Cleave with her ability. Otherwise, he wouldn't be able to use Cleave there. And I did at least fix... I was having this error with the sound files interrupting, so that is fixed at least. Okay, so I'm going to do 6 damage to BT and Cleave 2 onto the Purge Commander. He is hidden, and he also spent the Surge token. But he rolled 2 surges as well, so one of those surges did go to waste, unfortunately. And now I'm going to play Looking for a Fight to gain a power token, and going to push, I'm assuming, BT, since she won't be able to cleave to kill BT. And I'm going to play Parting Blow here to get a 2nd attack off. And this is targeting BT. That is going to kill him, and going to give him the surge he needed still for the Cleave 2. So 4 damage on this Purge Commander. They have 8 health. And going to leave Diala stunned, but still controlling the stash. So now it is back to Dylan. Let's see. Dylan going to... Oh, I forgot to change this one. There we go. Now you guys can see Dylan's deployment cards again. Alright, Dylan going to activate the Death Troopers. Go ahead and get rid of that. I'll put the Death Trooper up on the screen for you guys. Alright, so Death Trooper moving over and actually going to attack Zeb, who is in the middle of the map there. Not a great roll, but he's going to do 1 damage to Zeb. And then going to use the Field Tactics ability to chain activate into the Purge Trooper, who we'll throw up here for you guys to see. He's going to use On the Hunt here to be able to move an extra 2 spaces. And because he's got the Electro Staff loadout, he has reach, so he can attack from behind that terrain there. And then going to play Primary Target, since he is also a Hunter. So that's going to be an additional +1 damage. So he's got +1 damage from On the Hunt, +1 damage from the Power Token, and +1 damage from Primary Target, as Zeb is the most expensive figure in Josh's list. And also going to be focused, too. And Zeb rolling terribly. Where is that? I'm not sure what that was. So I think he's converting his surge there. So I'm going to take 8 damage. Yep, 8 damage. So a big hit from the Purge Trooper there. Basically had everything piled on. He had focus +1 from, the primary target, the other 2 +1 sources. So that was about as much damage as a Purge Trooper could possibly deal in one attack. And then just Zeb just rolling awful there. So, okay. Looks like Zeb going to activate for Josh here. He's going to move up. He's going to attack the Purge Commander, which has 8 health. And he's focused and hidden, so he's probably going to do his melee attack. Yep, melee attack. Not going to get to change any die results there since he rolled pretty well. That's going to be 5 damage. Oh yeah, and yeah, he rolled perfect because that hidden is giving him the +2 damage he needs for the surge ability, so probably couldn't have rolled better there. So 5 damage to the Purge Commander, and now he gets to attack with his regular attack, which again does not get to use Lasat Honor Guard because that's a pretty decent roll, but he's only going to do 1 damage. So he would have wanted to see a surge there probably. But does 6 damage there with focus and hidden. Alright, so now we've got a Death Trooper activating for Dylan. I believe it's the one on the right with the power token. By the terminal. Josh gets the triple block though, so it's going to do 2 damage to Zeb. So Zeb's got 5 health left. And now going to use Field Tactics to activate the Purge Commander, who I can throw up on the thingy there. How did I know he was going to do that? Purge Commander able to use a shock grenade here since he doesn't need to move to get line of sight to Zeb. So it's going to do 1 damage and weaken to Zeb. And now going to make his normal attack. And that's going to do Pierce 2 +1. So 4 damage, Pierce 2, which is enough to kill Zeb. So Zeb goes down. Dylan getting 8 points for that one. And now we've got Jyn Erso activating. I'll go ahead and throw her card up. Gonna move up here and use Tonfa Strike, so making a melee attack on this other Purge Commander who has 4 health remaining. Doesn't spend the Surge token, gets a natural Surge. He also has a built-in Pierce 1, so it's gonna be 5 Pierce 1, so 4 damage unless Dylan mitigates it somehow. Oh, she's actually focused, so there's 2 more coming in. So that's definitely a kill. Yep. I don't think Zillow is going to actually stop him from dying. Yeah, so Dylan's taking that back. Not going to discard for Zillow. Purge Commander goes down. That's 5 points for Josh. Oh, except that we're seeing a Of No Importance being played. This is another card from Season 7. Reduces a non-unique figure's cost by 4 when it gets played. This was updated. This is a small update from the original version, which basically does the same thing, but it's only when the final figure in a group is defeated. This is for any figure, no matter what, whether it's the final or not. So pretty powerful card, actually. Basically a 4-point gain for 0-point card. Only if you're playing non-unique figures. Kind of the reverse of Celebration, but Josh has the negation, so that's going to stop that and make sure he gets those VPs he needs. And now he's using the Tonfa Strike has the ranged attack afterwards. Going to attack the Inquisitor, but the Inquisitor gets the dodge, so no damage there. Going to move back and going to use Trust Goes Both Ways. Man, that's hard to say. Going to give a Surge token to herself and Diala, and going to recover that 1 damage Diala took from Force Push. So now we're back to Dylan. Looks like he's activating a, let's see, Purge Commander got destroyed. So he just has Inquisitor and 1 more Purge Trooper left. Going to activate the Purge Trooper on the right. Going to be able to move all the way up to get an attack with Reach on Jared. With On the Hunt, that's going to be, let's see, +1 damage on red and green. Jared does have a +1 evade though. Oh, gonna play tools. He has a hunter. Adding a red. And then he had a +1 damage from the power token as well. So these guys can hit pretty hard. The only problem with them is that they activate alone, so you don't get that benefit of activating 2 figures at once that you usually see with Empire, unless you bring the Death Troopers, but the Death Troopers also don't hit that hard. Triple block from Jared, that's fortunate. Let's see. Oh, but Heightened is going to take that down. So now we're seeing Jared has 7 health, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 exactly. And the evade does not matter. Oh, but Josh has a parry, so we're going to add a block, and that's going to actually keep Jared alive at 1 health. Alright, we've got R2-D2 activating, going to draw a card for Josh. We've got Inquisitor activating, going to move up here. Going to go for Jyn Erso. And he's going to attack with... I don't think he's going to use a lightsaber throw here since he's got a cleave target that's also adjacent. So we're going to see the precision ability coming into play here. Spends the surge. Oh, but it gets blocked by Jyn and no extra surge is rolled. He does get a reroll. We'll see if he rerolls the red or the yellow to maybe get more surges. Gonna reroll the red, and so that's gonna be 6 damage to Jyn. So pretty good roll there. Pretty good damage output. Didn't get to do his cleave though, but maybe we'll see that later. 3PO gonna activate for Josh. Gonna focus up Jared, and let's see. Looks like Dylan is out of activation, so we're gonna see Josh finish up his turn. Mern gonna come up and give a hidden to Jared and to his droid, Jax. And now Jared gonna activate, gonna come up here, leaping slash. Let's see, we'll throw Jared up. I don't think we see him very often, so people might appreciate having his card here. So he's gonna attack with leaping slash and hidden and a power token, it looks like. Oh no, he has +1 damage built in, so nice roll. Stops the surge, stops the block, or stops the damage. He does have a surge for +2. I think we're looking at 6 damage here. He does get a built-in Pierce 1 from Jax being there. I mean, Dylan could just exhaust Zillow technique though, so. Alright, so the Purge Trooper down to 2 health. And now we have Jax declaring an attack. That's not going to break through that defense roll. So no damage to the Purge Trooper from Jax. And we've got Gideon activating. Looks like he's playing fleet-footed. Oh, nice. That gives him an attack on the Purge Trooper. Gonna try and deal 2 damage here. Good roll for Gideon. I think that's the max roll. That's actually a kill. You can't save it. That's 3 damage going through on the 2 health Purge Trooper. So no Zillow technique gonna save him there. And he also had Pierce 1 on from Jax as well. So Josh going to 20 has taken out 3 of Dylan's figures, and also controlling the objectives here. Going to get 6 VPs at the end of this round. Well, Dylan's going to get 2 from his Inquisitor. Dylan gets the initiative though, and he's going to keep it. He's going to activate the Death Trooper by his terminal, and going to make an attack on the 1 health Jared here. And that's going to take out Jared. So that's going to be 5 points for Dylan. Field Tactics going to chain into a Purge Trooper. Price of Glory being played by this Purge Trooper number 2 on the left. Going to get 2 movement points and 2 power tokens for 1 damage. And it looks like he's going after Jyn Erso, who has 12 health total, so 6 health remaining. If he can get the kill here, this double play will be really, really big. Oh, he's got element too. No white dice for Jyn Erso. Let's see. So he's got +1 damage from the power token, +1 from On the Hunt, which I should throw up here. I do see 6 damage symbols showing here on the roll, so I assume that means a dead Jyn. So that's another 7 points for Dylan. Now at 24 VPs to Josh's 26. That was a big play. And this Purge Trooper can still move up and control the stash too. Alright, so now we've got Myrn activating for Josh. Going to play Intel Leak to look at the last 2 cards in Dylan's hand. Oh, he finds a Take Initiative. Going to get rid of that since Josh is going to have initiative next round. Myrn going to move up and... Oh, going to use False Orders here with Dylan's Death Trooper to attack his 2 health Purge Commander. And that is a really good roll for the Death Trooper. He's got the accuracy because of the +4, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. No, but he does have a surge for accuracy, and then the surge for +2. That's a dead Purge Commander there. Nice. You don't get to see False Orders getting used very often, but it is... Oh, all right. We're back. All right. So, yeah, Myrn just killed Purge Commander with False Orders with the Death Trooper, and we're going to go back through here to the Inquisitor's activation and hope it doesn't stop recording again. So yeah, Inquisitor going to attack Diala with an adjacent attack. Diala rolls a dodge, but Inquisitor does have surges here to spend. You guys can see his abilities there with Deadly Spin being able to remove the dodge. Diala does have a defensive reroll though, so it looks like Josh is going to go for the defensive reroll, but gets a blank, so it doesn't matter anyway. Doesn't really change anything though, since Inquisitor doesn't have anything else to use his surges on with no cleave target. So it's going to be 5 damage to the to Diala, and they're going to move back and control the stash. All right, R2 going to draw a card, and he's going to actually declare an attack on the Purge Trooper, but doesn't roll any damage, so nothing dealt there. And now we've got Diala activating, and I'll go ahead and remove Jared's card. You guys can see Diala there. So Diala playing Heart of Freedom, going to recover 2 damage, get rid of that stun from the parting blow, and come down and take an attack on the Purge Trooper. Going to spend that Surge token, gets automatically focused, so red, green, green. The Purge Trooper spending an Evade token, going to cancel out the Surge, and we're seeing 4 damage being dealt here to the Purge Trooper. And then it looks like Diala using a Force Push, so taking a Strain as a card discard, and unfortunately did discard the Parting Blow from the top of their Josh's deck. So didn't have it in hand, would have been really nice there to use. And that's it for Diala. So just the Death Trooper left for Dylan. Looks like he's going to pass here. Gideon activating for Josh. Going to move up and take another attack on the Death Trooper. And that's going to be 3 damage into that Death Trooper. And now Dylan finally going to activate Death Trooper number 2. He's going to move down and control the stash. Oh, he's playing fleet-footed, so he's going to take a shot at 3PO there. And that's a dodge, though, so no damage there. 3PO going to come up and control both of these stashes with a double move. And that is it for this round. So we're going into round 4. Still recording. Nice. Josh's going to have initiative here. Goes up to 37. He's got control of 3 stashes, I should say. And that force push was really big, even though he didn't get to parting blow. Getting to take that purge trooper off means he goes from to 37 instead of 35. So now all he has to do is kill either the purge trooper or the death trooper to get to 40. And no take initiative either, so that was another big one. Intelligence League taking that take initiative out of Dylan's hand. And yep, we've got Diala activating and attack this purge trooper with 3 health remaining. Terrible roll, but that's going to be enough to kill it, I think. He's got 3, 4, 5. Search for +2, right? That's 2 damage. Pierce 3. He would need to... Oh, he's got Dylan has Zillow technique. Oh, something going on. Oh, I guess he's dead. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pierce 3, but that gets reduced down to Pierce 1. 5 Pierce 1, 4 damage. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That is actually dead. Even if Dylan adds a block, that's 3 damage to get the kill. So that's it. Josh goes to 41. Josh wins the game with some good objective control there. But we did get to see Purge Commanders and Purge Troopers doing their thing. I was very impressed by the Purge Troopers. They can do a lot of damage, especially with Hunter cards, but with the Death Troopers giving them power tokens and doing their thing. They were really good. And then we got to see the Inquisitor do quite a bit of damage as well. But ultimately, Josh was able to take it. I think the objective advantage there was just a little too much. But otherwise, they seem pretty evenly matched. Well, anyway, thanks guys for watching. I'll stitch these videos together and put them up on the channel, and then we'll try to get another one recorded as soon as possible. All right, later.